Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Is this thing on? Well, folks, welcome to the Poktnife talking show. Some of you that have been around for a little while might already know what this is, but for those of you that are new, which there are a lot of you, just get this out of the way first. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. You better subscribe. Anyway, this is the Poktnife talking show, and it's not a podcast. I just don't know how to reiterate that. It is not a podcast. Everybody's got a podcast. Not everybody has a talking show. So that's what's setting us apart from everyone else. But anyway, I've been wanting to get back into this here and there, thinking about it. And I put a little post on my Instagram story the other day about some questions that you guys might have. So today, just to knock some of the dust off, we're going to answer a couple of those questions. I've got my phone right here. As you can see, my little doggy as my background here. But we're going to go ahead and open up Instagram here and see if we've got some questions. And we do. We definitely got some good ones here. But first of all, I want to just go ahead and say that I appreciate all the support I've been receiving recently. The body raffle went incredibly well, and I will be doing another soon. I just didn't want to suffocate everybody with body raffles. But anyway, this isn't exactly a RC car related show. It's mostly just kind of me getting the things out of here into here, if that makes sense. But anyway, let's start off with this one. Clean Line Crawlers asks, what got you into RC cars to begin with? And that's a good question because I was thinking about it and I really don't know. I feel like one day I feel like my introduction to RC cars, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I know exactly what it is. Years and years ago, I had a friend named Isaac, and he got a Traxxas Slash. If you guys know anything about bashers, that's like a pretty, name brand basher in the world. And he had it at his house. I'd go over to his house all the time. We'd be jumping that thing off the freaking ramps, jumping it off the roof, just doing typical basher stuff. And I think, honestly, that is my introduction to RC cars in general. I'd say the first time I really got into it was when I got my first SEX 24, and that was probably 2021 or no, actually, you know what? It might actually be earlier than that. I don't know. Editing Poktnife, put a picture up if you can find when you first got the 24. But anyway, yeah, I think what really got me into it more than the crawlers was, honestly, the RC drifting is something I've always been interested in. I like drifting in real life. I think it's cool. It really speaks to me for some reason. I've always been kind of interested in individual sports where you can really showcase your style and your personality through things. And that's a really good way to do so. And that actually leads us into our next question here from is2scoobyRC on Instagram. He said, how'd you get into drifting? And I would assume he means RC drifting because I don't actually do drifting in real life yet. But anyway, I think the way I got into it is kind of just how anybody else got into it. You watch some YouTube videos and then you get a following online, and then all of a sudden you got an RC drift car. And I really didn't do a lot with it for the longest time until we decided to go to Key City Hobby. And before then, I had painted that R34 body that I have on there now. And yeah, I don't really know exact dates or time frames because my memory is kind of foggy, if you will. But yeah, I'd say I've always kind of been into drifting, real life drifting, one scale drifting, if you will. This grassroots stuff. Not a big fan of competition drifting just because I feel like it's a little corny nowadays, at least in America. Formula drift isn't exactly what it used to be or ever was. I don't know. But yeah, I'm more into like the grassroots stuff. And speaking of that, I just seen online not too long ago that there's this new drifting series called American Drift Challenge ADC. And if you guys haven't watched the first round of it, I would really suggest it if you are interested in those kind of things. But yeah, I can officially say that I have more subscribers than them. They only have 506. I shouldn't say they only. They have 562 subscribers, but they also uploaded their first video 2 days ago. So they're on track to pass me very quickly. But yeah, anyway, we're going to move on from drifting and maybe see what other questions we got here. We got one from RC Vato. He says, how many farts per day you take? And the grammar on that one is a little odd, but I think I can use my imagination and figure out what he means by that. And if I had to put a number to it, I would say probably at least 20 to 30 farts per day. I don't know if that seems like a lot, but for some reason that's just the number that came to my mind. Let me know in the comments how many farts you guys think you take per day. And how many of those result in matter coming out of the rear end, if you catch my drift. But anyway, we have one more question here. Well, not really a question. Oh, wait, actually, we got two questions. Sorry, I'm an idiot. We'll answer this one first. RC Boys 15 asks, what's your dream car, RC or real? And we'll start out with the real car. My dream car, I think, I got two kind of opposite ends of the spectrum kind of dream cars. So we'll go with like my high end kind of unobtainable dream car, if you will, which I believe will be a Porsche GT4 RS. And if you guys are unfamiliar, let me pull up a picture here for you so you can have a bit of a visual aid. Because you know what, we live in the 21st century where we have technology and things that, you know, we can, I don't really know. Okay, hold on, let me just show you. Yeah, I think dream car, unobtainable is GT4 RS, and obtainable would be 4-door R32 Skyline. And that brings us to our final question, which is not really a question. Koji.hs4 says, show your Casio watches. And I can do that for you. Give me 1 second. We're going to start out with the one I got first, which I've had this one for a really long time. And I just recently kind of found it, and that's kind of what sparked my interest for watches again, is your classic F91W. Yeah, you can't really see that. But yeah, I like to keep the little plastic things that they come in, just because it's good for displaying if you don't have like a watch box. So you got your classic F91W, and then kind of its classier counter is the stainless steel version of it, which is more for like a dressy look. And oh, I'm actually wearing one. I don't really know what this one's called, but it's kind of like G-Shock adjacent, but not a G-Shock. Here, let me take it off actually, so I can show you guys a bit better. Not that you can really see it, but why is it so dark? Why is it so? There we go. What do you guys think? What's it say on the back? Oh, the W219H. That's the whatever you call it, the serial number, I guess. This one's probably probably top 3 that I have right now. It's the Forester, which is an analog clock, but it's just like a super simple design. I usually wear this when I'm going hiking or whatever. Just kind of fits the part. That one's cool. And then this one here is the one that I got from my father. This is real vintage Casio. Casio W800H. from the early 2000s. I wish you could see it a bit better, but it's kind of like it's like a bulkier version of the F91W. But I just like this one. It's kind of got a story behind it. My dad had it back in the day, and he passed it on to me whenever he seen that I started to kind of get into watches. But yeah, that's all the Casios I have right now. I do plan to add more in the future, which, you know, like any good hobby, you end up spending way too much money on it. So yeah, speaking of hobbies, I'm really fired up about 1/10 scale crawlers. So keep your eyes peeled for any good deals you see out there in the East Coast, Northeast region of the United States. And I think what I'm going to do to sign off here is something I like to do is share music and stuff that I find enjoyable. So we're going to do like a song recommendation every one of these episodes. And how frequent these episodes are going to happen, don't ask me. But today I think we're going to... What song have I been really listening to a lot recently? There's this band called Can't Swim, and they have a song called Your Clothes, and it is really good. I might put like a couple seconds of it in here at the end. Just to kind of give you a little glimpse. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching this episode of the Poktnife Talking Show, also known as the Ramble Show. And FYI, if any of this didn't make any sense, I don't care. And I do really appreciate you guys watching. So take it easy, and we'll see you in the next video. And like and subscribe and comment and do all the things. Interact with this video as much as possible. Okay, peace.